Welcome to today's episode, where we embark on an enlightening journey of self-discovery and empowerment. In our quest for personal growth and fulfillment, one of the most crucial aspects to navigate is our relationships. Yet, amidst the tapestry of connections we weave throughout our lives, there may lurk individuals whose presence exudes toxicity, casting shadows upon our path to happiness and well-being. Have you ever found yourself entangled in relationships that leave you feeling drained, emotionally depleted, or questioning your own worth? If so, you're not alone. Toxic individuals can wield a subtle yet potent influence over our lives, permeating our inner sanctum with negativity and discord. They may exhibit behaviors that undermine our self-esteem, manipulate our emotions, or erode our sense of identity, leaving us feeling powerless and vulnerable. But fear not, for knowledge is power, and by arming ourselves with awareness and understanding, we can reclaim control over our relationships and safeguard our mental and emotional well-being. In this episode, we embark on a journey of discovery as we unravel the intricate tapestry of toxic personalities, exploring 15 key signs that can help us identify these individuals in our lives. Through introspection and insight, we will learn to recognize the subtle nuances of toxic behavior, empowering ourselves to set boundaries, cultivate healthier relationships, and embark on a path of greater self-discovery and growth. So, join me as we delve deep into the labyrinth of human psychology, navigating the complexities of toxic relationships with courage, compassion, and wisdom. Together, let us embark on a transformative journey towards liberation and empowerment, one step at a time. Chapter 1: Lack of Accountability and Responsibility, Unveiling the Foundation of Toxicity. In the intricate web of human relationships, accountability and responsibility serve as pillars of integrity and trust. Yet, when these pillars crumble, they reveal a stark reality: the presence of toxicity. In this chapter, we embark on an exploration of how the absence of accountability and responsibility manifests in toxic individuals, unraveling the layers of deception and evasion that shroud their true nature. At the heart of toxic behavior lies a fundamental unwillingness to accept accountability for one's actions. Toxic individuals exhibit a consistent pattern of deflecting blame, making excuses, or outright denying any wrongdoing, regardless of the evidence or consequences. Instead of facing the repercussions of their behavior with integrity and humility, they resort to manipulation and deceit to evade accountability, leaving a trail of chaos and confusion in their wake. Moreover, toxic individuals demonstrate a profound lack of responsibility in their interactions and relationships. They may fail to honor their commitments, disregard the boundaries of others, or betray trust without remorse. This disregard for the impact of their actions on others perpetuates a cycle of dysfunction and mistrust, eroding the foundation of healthy relationships and fostering an environment of toxicity and resentment. Furthermore, toxic individuals often employ tactics such as gaslighting to distort reality and invalidate the experiences of others, making it difficult for their victims to hold them accountable for their behavior. By manipulating the narrative and casting doubt on the perceptions of their victims, they perpetuate a cycle of confusion and self-doubt, further entrenching their hold over their victims. In recognizing the lack of accountability and responsibility as a key sign of toxicity, we empower ourselves to identify and address toxic individuals in our lives. By acknowledging the red flags of manipulation and evasion, we can begin to unravel the tangled web of toxicity and reclaim our power and agency in our relationships. Through courage and self-awareness, we can break free from the grip of toxic individuals and cultivate relationships built on trust, respect, and accountability. Chapter 2: Manipulative Behavior, Unveiling the Tactics of Control. In the intricate dance of human interaction, manipulation serves as a toxic thread that weaves its way through relationships, leaving behind a trail of deception and distrust. In this chapter, we delve into the insidious nature of manipulative behavior and uncover the tactics that toxic individuals employ to exert control and influence over others. Manipulative behavior is a hallmark trait of toxic individuals, characterized by a calculated and often covert attempt to manipulate the thoughts, emotions, and actions of others for personal gain. These individuals may employ a variety of tactics, ranging from subtle manipulation to overt coercion, in their quest to assert dominance and control over their victims. One of the most common tactics used by toxic individuals is gaslighting, a form of psychological manipulation aimed at distorting reality and undermining the victim's perception of their own experiences. By invalidating their victims' feelings, thoughts, and memories, gaslighters seek to sow seeds of doubt and confusion, making it difficult for their victims to trust their own judgment. In addition to gaslighting, toxic individuals may use guilt-tripping, intimidation, or emotional blackmail to manipulate others into complying with their wishes. They may exploit their victims' vulnerabilities, insecurities, or fears, leveraging these weaknesses to maintain their hold over them and ensure their compliance. Furthermore, toxic individuals often employ tactics such as love bombing, where they shower their victims with excessive praise, attention, and affection in the initial stages of the relationship, only to withdraw or withhold these displays of affection once they have gained control over their victim. This cycle of idealization and evaluation serves to keep the victim emotionally invested and dependent on the toxic individual for validation and approval. By recognizing the signs of manipulative behavior, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our autonomy and agency in our relationships. Through self-awareness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and cultivate relationships built on trust, respect, and mutual consent. In doing so, we pave the way for healthier, more authentic connections that enrich our lives and empower us to thrive. Chapter 3: Emotional Manipulation, the Silent Weapon of Toxic Individuals. In the intricate tapestry of human relationships, emotions serve as both the glue that binds us together and the weapon that can tear us apart. Toxic individuals, with their cunning and deceitful nature, often wield emotions as a silent weapon, using them to manipulate and control those around them. In this chapter, we explore the insidious nature of emotional manipulation and how it manifests in toxic relationships. Emotional manipulation is a subtle yet powerful tool used by toxic individuals to exploit the vulnerabilities and insecurities of their victims. Unlike overt forms of manipulation, emotional manipulation operates beneath the surface, leaving its victims feeling confused, powerless, and emotionally drained. One common tactic employed by toxic individuals is guilt-tripping, where they use guilt as a means of controlling and manipulating others. They may invoke feelings of shame or obligation to coerce their victims into complying with their demands, leaving them feeling responsible for the toxic individual's emotional well-being. Another tactic used by toxic individuals is emotional blackmail, where they threaten to withhold love, affection, or support unless their victims comply with their wishes. By leveraging their victims' fear of abandonment or rejection, they manipulate them into doing their bidding, effectively holding their emotions hostage to get what they want. Furthermore, toxic individuals may employ tactics such as gaslighting to invalidate their victims' emotions and experiences, leaving them feeling confused and doubting their own reality. By distorting the truth and rewriting history, they manipulate their victims' perception of events, making it difficult for them to trust their own feelings and instincts. In addition to these tactics, toxic individuals may use manipulation to maintain power and control in their relationships. They may exploit their victims' insecurities or fears, manipulating them into feeling dependent or helpless without their presence. This creates a dynamic of dependence and submission, where the victim feels unable to assert themselves or stand up for their own needs and desires. By recognizing the signs of emotional manipulation, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our emotional autonomy and well-being. Through self-awareness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and cultivate relationships built on trust, respect, and mutual understanding. In doing so, we pave the way for healthier, more authentic connections that nurture our emotional growth and fulfillment. Chapter 4: Boundary Violations, Recognizing the Erosion of Personal Space. In the intricate dance of human interaction, boundaries serve as the invisible lines that define our personal space, autonomy, and well-being. However, in the presence of toxic individuals, these boundaries are often disregarded or violated, leading to a sense of discomfort, resentment, and even harm. In this chapter, we explore the insidious nature of boundary violations and how they manifest in toxic relationships. Boundary violations occur when toxic individuals fail to respect the limits and boundaries set by others, infringing upon their personal space, autonomy, or rights. These violations can take many forms, ranging from subtle intrusions to outright disregard for the wishes and needs of others. One common form of boundary violation is the invasion of personal space, where toxic individuals encroach upon the physical boundaries of others without their consent. They may stand too close, touch without permission, or enter private spaces without invitation, leaving their victims feeling uncomfortable, threatened, or unsafe. In addition to physical boundaries, toxic individuals may also disregard emotional boundaries, invalidating the feelings, thoughts, and experiences of others. They may dismiss their victims' emotions, minimize their concerns, or ignore their need for privacy or confidentiality, leaving them feeling disrespected and unheard. Furthermore, toxic individuals may violate relational boundaries, crossing lines of trust, loyalty, or fidelity in their interactions with others. They may betray confidences, gossip about private matters, or engage in behaviors that undermine the integrity of their relationships, leaving their victims feeling betrayed and disillusioned. By recognizing the signs of boundary violations, we empower ourselves to assert our rights, protect our personal space, and establish healthy boundaries in our relationships. Through clear communication and assertive action, we can confront boundary violations and hold toxic individuals accountable for their behavior. In doing so, we reclaim our autonomy and well-being, creating relationships built on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. Chapter 5: Constant Criticism, Unmasking the Destructive Power of Judgment. In the intricate landscape of human relationships, feedback serves as a valuable tool for growth and self-improvement. However, when feedback transforms into constant criticism, it becomes a destructive force that erodes self-esteem, undermines confidence, and fosters resentment. In this chapter, we delve into the toxic pattern of constant criticism and its detrimental impact on relationships. Toxic individuals often exhibit a relentless pattern of criticism, where they habitually nitpick, find fault, or belittle others, leaving them feeling inadequate and unworthy. This constant barrage of negative feedback creates an environment of negativity and hostility, where self-doubt and insecurity flourish. One of the hallmark traits of constant criticism is its pervasive nature. It seeps into every aspect of the victim's life, leaving no room for respite or relief. Toxic individuals may criticize their victim's appearance, intelligence, abilities, or choices, finding fault in even the most trivial of matters. This relentless scrutiny leaves their victims feeling scrutinized, judged, and devalued, eroding their self-esteem and sense of worth. Furthermore, constant criticism often takes on a demeaning and derogatory tone, designed to undermine the victim's confidence and assert dominance over them. Toxic individuals may use disparaging language, insults, or sarcasm to inflict emotional harm, leaving their victims feeling demoralized and disempowered. Moreover, constant criticism creates a dynamic of power and control, where the toxic individual assumes the role of the authority figure and the victim becomes subservient and submissive. This imbalance of power perpetuates a cycle of dependency and obedience, where the victim feels compelled to seek validation and approval from the toxic individual, even at the expense of their own well-being. By recognizing the signs of constant criticism, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our self-worth and dignity. Through self-awareness and assertiveness, we can confront constant criticism and establish boundaries that protect our emotional well-being. In doing so, we pave the way for healthier, more nurturing relationships built on mutual respect, appreciation, and support. Chapter 6: Drama and Conflict: Navigating the Turbulent Waters of Toxic Relationships. In the tumultuous landscape of human interaction, drama and conflict serve as turbulent currents that threaten to capsize the ship of our emotional well-being. Toxic individuals, with their penchant for chaos and discord, often stir these waters, leaving behind a wake of turmoil and strife. In this chapter, we navigate through the treacherous waters of drama and conflict, shedding light on their destructive impact on relationships. Toxic individuals thrive on drama and conflict, using them as tools to manipulate and control those around them. They may instigate arguments, spread gossip, or create tension to feed their need for attention and validation. This constant state of turmoil creates an environment of stress and anxiety, where peace and harmony become elusive dreams. One of the hallmark traits of toxic relationships is their propensity for drama and conflict. They seem to attract chaos like moths to a flame. Toxic individuals may thrive on the adrenaline rush of confrontation, seeking out conflict as a means of asserting dominance and control over others. This perpetual state of tension leaves their victims feeling drained, exhausted, and emotionally battered. Furthermore, toxic individuals may use drama and conflict as a means of manipulation, leveraging these turbulent emotions to achieve their own ends. They may play the victim, the martyr, or the hero, shifting roles as it suits their agenda and leaving their victims feeling confused and manipulated. Moreover, drama and conflict create a dynamic of power and control, where the toxic individual assumes the role of the aggressor and the victim becomes the passive recipient of their aggression. This imbalance of power perpetuates a cycle of abuse and manipulation, where the victim feels powerless to escape the toxic individual's grasp. By recognizing the signs of drama and conflict in our relationships, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our peace and serenity. Through assertiveness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and create space for healthy, nurturing relationships to flourish. In doing so, we pave the way for a future free from drama and conflict, where peace and harmony reign supreme. Chapter 7: Emotional Vampirism: Recognizing the Drain on Your Energy. In the intricate dance of human relationships, energy serves as the currency of connection, exchanged through interactions that uplift and inspire. However, in the presence of toxic individuals, this energy can be sapped away, leaving us feeling depleted and drained. In this chapter, we explore the concept of emotional vampirism and how it manifests in toxic relationships. Toxic individuals often exhibit a pattern of emotional vampirism, where they feed off the energy and emotions of those around them to sustain themselves. Like vampires in folklore, they thrive on the life force of their victims, leaving them feeling exhausted, depleted, and emotionally spent. One of the hallmark traits of emotional vampirism is its insatiable appetite. It seems to consume everything in its path, leaving nothing but emptiness and despair in its wake. Toxic individuals may demand constant attention, validation, or support from their victims, draining them of their emotional reserves and leaving them feeling hollow and depleted. Furthermore, emotional vampires may exhibit a sense of entitlement, expecting their victims to cater to their every whim and desire without regard for their own needs or boundaries. They may manipulate or guilt-trip their victims into meeting their demands, leaving them feeling obligated and trapped in a cycle of emotional servitude. Moreover, emotional vampires may exhibit a pattern of emotional parasitism, where they latch onto their victims and drain them of their energy and vitality. They may exploit their victims' empathy, compassion, or kindness, using these qualities to sustain themselves while giving nothing in return. By recognizing the signs of emotional vampirism, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our energy and vitality. Through assertiveness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from emotional manipulation and create space for healthy, nurturing relationships to flourish. In doing so, we pave the way for a future filled with energy, vitality, and emotional well-being. Chapter 8: Lack of Empathy, Understanding the Emotionally Barren Landscape. Empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others, serves as a cornerstone of healthy relationships. Yet, in the presence of toxic individuals, this landscape is often barren, devoid of compassion, understanding, and emotional connection. In this chapter, we delve into the concept of lack of empathy and how it manifests in toxic relationships. Toxic individuals often exhibit a striking lack of empathy towards others, demonstrating an inability or unwillingness to understand or acknowledge the feelings, needs, and experiences of those around them. Instead of offering support, comfort, or validation, they may dismiss or disregard the emotions of others, leaving them feeling unheard, invalidated, and alone. One of the hallmark traits of lack of empathy is its pervasive nature. It permeates every aspect of the toxic individual's interactions and relationships, leaving a trail of emotional devastation in its wake. Whether through callous indifference or outright cruelty, toxic individuals demonstrate a profound disregard for the feelings and well-being of others, prioritizing their own needs and desires above all else. Furthermore, lack of empathy often creates a dynamic of emotional isolation and alienation, where the victim feels unseen, unheard, and unloved by the toxic individual. This sense of disconnection and abandonment can have profound psychological and emotional consequences, leading to feelings of loneliness, depression, and despair. Moreover, lack of empathy may manifest in behaviors such as manipulation, exploitation, or abuse, where the toxic individual uses their victim's emotions for their own gain without regard for the consequences. They may exploit vulnerabilities, manipulate emotions, or gaslight their victims into doubting their own reality, leaving them feeling confused, powerless, and emotionally devastated. By recognizing the signs of lack of empathy, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our emotional well-being. Through assertiveness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from emotional manipulation and create space for healthy, nurturing relationships to flourish. In doing so, we pave the way for a future filled with empathy, compassion, and emotional connection. Chapter 9: Gaslighting, Distorting Reality and Diminishing Self-Trust. Gaslighting, a manipulative tactic used to distort or deny reality, serves as a potent weapon in the arsenal of toxic individuals. Through subtle manipulation and psychological warfare, gaslighters seek to undermine their victims' sense of reality and self-worth, leaving them feeling confused, disoriented, and doubting their own perceptions. In this chapter, we unravel the insidious nature of gaslighting and its devastating impact on relationships. Gaslighting operates on the premise of invalidating the victim's experiences, feelings, and perceptions, creating a sense of doubt and confusion that erodes their self-trust and confidence. Toxic individuals may use tactics such as denial, trivialization, or outright lying to distort the truth and rewrite history, leaving their victims feeling bewildered and disoriented. One of the hallmark traits of gaslighting is its subtle and insidious nature. It operates beneath the surface, leaving its victims feeling uncertain and insecure without knowing why. Gaslighters may employ tactics such as withholding information, changing the subject, or shifting blame to deflect attention away from their manipulative behavior, leaving their victims feeling powerless and confused. Furthermore, gaslighting creates a dynamic of power and control, where the toxic individual assumes the role of the authority figure and the victim becomes the passive recipient of their manipulation. This imbalance of power perpetuates a cycle of dependency and obedience, where the victim feels unable to trust their own perceptions or assert their reality in the face of the gaslighter's relentless manipulation. Moreover, gaslighting can have profound psychological and emotional consequences, leading to feelings of self-doubt, inadequacy, and even paranoia in its victims. Over time, the repeated invalidation of their experiences and feelings can erode their sense of self-worth and identity, leaving them feeling lost and disconnected from reality. By recognizing the signs of gaslighting, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our self-trust and confidence. Through assertiveness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and create space for healthy, nurturing relationships to flourish. In doing so, we pave the way for a future filled with clarity, authenticity, and emotional well-being. Chapter 10: Jealousy and Envy, the Poisonous Seeds of Resentment. In the complex tapestry of human emotions, jealousy and envy stand as twin specters, casting shadows of discord and resentment over our relationships. Toxic individuals often harbor these feelings, using them as weapons to undermine the happiness and success of those around them. In this chapter, we delve into the corrosive nature of jealousy and envy and their toxic impact on relationships. Jealousy and envy are emotions rooted in insecurity and comparison, driven by a fear of loss or inadequacy. Toxic individuals may experience jealousy when they perceive others as threats to their sense of superiority or control, while envy arises from a desire for what others possess. Regardless of their origin, these emotions serve as potent fuel for toxic behavior, leading to manipulation, sabotage, and betrayal. One of the hallmark traits of jealousy and envy is their ability to poison relationships from within, sowing seeds of discord and resentment that can tear apart even the strongest bonds. Toxic individuals may engage in covert or overt acts of sabotage, seeking to undermine the success or happiness of those they perceive as rivals. Whether through gossip, manipulation, or outright hostility, they create an atmosphere of tension and distrust that erodes the foundation of trust and mutual respect in relationships. Furthermore, jealousy and envy can lead to a cycle of toxic comparison, where individuals measure their worth against others and feel a sense of inadequacy or resentment when they perceive themselves as falling short. This constant comparison fuels feelings of insecurity and inadequacy, driving individuals to seek validation and approval at any cost, even if it means resorting to toxic behavior. Moreover, jealousy and envy create a dynamic of competition and rivalry, where individuals vie for attention, validation, and resources in a never-ending quest for superiority. This competitive mindset breeds resentment and animosity, fueling a cycle of conflict and hostility that undermines the stability and harmony of relationships. By recognizing the signs of jealousy and envy, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our sense of self-worth and confidence. Through self-awareness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and create space for healthy, nurturing relationships to flourish. In doing so, we pave the way for a future filled with authenticity, mutual respect, and emotional well-being. Chapter 11: Control and Domination, Unraveling the Threads of Manipulation. Control and domination serve as the bedrock upon which toxic relationships are built, casting a shadow of oppression and coercion over those ensnared within their grasp. Toxic individuals wield these tools with precision, seeking to exert power and influence over their victims at any cost. In this chapter, we unravel the intricate threads of manipulation that weave together to form the fabric of control and domination in toxic relationships. Toxic individuals often exhibit a relentless desire for control, driven by a deep-seated need for power and superiority. They may employ a variety of tactics, ranging from subtle manipulation to overt coercion, in their quest to assert dominance over their victims. Through tactics such as gaslighting, guilt-tripping, and emotional blackmail, they manipulate their victims into compliance, leaving them feeling powerless and trapped. One of the hallmark traits of control and domination is its insidious nature. It operates beneath the surface, leaving its victims feeling stifled and suffocated without knowing why. Toxic individuals may use tactics such as isolation, intimidation, or threats to maintain their hold over their victims, creating an atmosphere of fear and dependency that makes escape seem impossible. Furthermore, control and domination create a dynamic of submission and obedience, where the victim becomes the passive recipient of the toxic individual's manipulation and abuse. This imbalance of power perpetuates a cycle of dependency and helplessness, where the victim feels unable to assert themselves or stand up for their own needs and desires. Moreover, control and domination can have profound psychological and emotional consequences, leading to feelings of anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem in its victims. Over time, the relentless pressure to comply with the demands of the toxic individual can erode their sense of self-worth and identity, leaving them feeling lost and disconnected from themselves. By recognizing the signs of control and domination, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our autonomy and agency in our relationships. Through assertiveness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and create space for healthy, nurturing relationships to flourish. In doing so, we pave the way for a future filled with freedom, authenticity, and emotional well-being. Chapter 12: Isolation and Alienation, Unraveling the Web of Social Control. In the intricate dance of human relationships, connection serves as a lifeline, nourishing our spirits and enriching our lives. However, toxic individuals often seek to sever these bonds, isolating their victims from their support networks and leaving them vulnerable and alone. In this chapter, we unravel the web of social control woven by toxic individuals through isolation and alienation. Isolation and alienation are tactics commonly employed by toxic individuals to maintain power and control over their victims. By cutting off their victims from their friends, family, and support systems, they create an atmosphere of dependency and helplessness, making it easier to manipulate and dominate them. One of the hallmark traits of isolation and alienation is its gradual and insidious nature. It begins with subtle manipulation and coercion, slowly eroding the victim's connections and support networks until they are left feeling isolated and alone. Toxic individuals may use tactics such as spreading gossip, sowing seeds of doubt, or creating conflicts to drive a wedge between their victim and their loved ones, leaving them feeling estranged and abandoned. Furthermore, isolation and alienation create a dynamic of dependency and reliance, where the victim becomes increasingly reliant on the toxic individual for validation, approval, and support. This sense of dependence makes it difficult for the victim to break free from the toxic individual's grip, trapping them in a cycle of emotional servitude and isolation. Moreover, isolation and alienation can have profound psychological and emotional consequences, leading to feelings of loneliness, depression, and despair in its victims. Without the support and validation of their social networks, victims may struggle to find meaning and purpose in their lives, further exacerbating their sense of isolation and alienation. By recognizing the signs of isolation and alienation, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our connections and support networks. Through assertiveness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and create space for healthy, nurturing relationships to flourish. In doing so, we pave the way for a future filled with connection, community, and emotional well-being. Chapter 13: Entitlement and Exploitation, Unmasking the Self-Centered Agenda. Entitlement and exploitation are the dark shadows that loom over the landscape of toxic relationships, casting a pall of selfishness and manipulation. Toxic individuals often operate under the guise of entitlement, believing they are deserving of special treatment and privileges at the expense of others. In this chapter, we expose the self-centered agenda behind entitlement and exploitation in toxic relationships. Toxic individuals often exhibit a sense of entitlement, believing they are entitled to special treatment, attention, or resources without regard for the needs or feelings of others. They may exploit their victims' generosity, kindness, or compassion, using these qualities to further their own agenda and satisfy their own desires. One of the hallmark traits of entitlement is its pervasive nature. It permeates every aspect of the toxic individual's interactions and relationships, leaving a trail of resentment and bitterness in its wake. Toxic individuals may demand constant attention, validation, or support from their victims, expecting them to cater to their every whim and desire without question. Furthermore, entitlement often leads to exploitation, where toxic individuals use their victims for their own gain without regard for the consequences. They may manipulate, deceive, or coerce their victims into complying with their wishes, leaving them feeling used and disposable. Moreover, entitlement and exploitation create a dynamic of power and control, where the toxic individual assumes the role of the oppressor and the victim becomes the passive recipient of their manipulation and abuse. This imbalance of power perpetuates a cycle of dependency and obedience, where the victim feels unable to assert themselves or stand up for their own needs and desires. By recognizing the signs of entitlement and exploitation, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our autonomy and agency in our relationships. Through assertiveness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and create space for healthy, nurturing relationships to flourish. In doing so, we pave the way for a future filled with equality, respect, and emotional well-being. Chapter 14: Manipulation Through Charm, the Deceptive Mask of Toxicity. In the intricate dance of human interaction, charm serves as a seductive mask that veils the true intentions of toxic individuals. Behind the facade of charisma and likability lies a cunning manipulator, adept at exploiting the vulnerabilities of others for their own gain. In this chapter, we unravel the deceptive nature of manipulation through charm and its toxic impact on relationships. Toxic individuals often wield charm as a weapon, using it to disarm their victims and gain their trust and admiration. They may present themselves as charming, charismatic, and charming, drawing others in with their magnetic personality and engaging demeanor. However, beneath the surface lies a calculating manipulator, seeking to exploit the goodwill and kindness of others for their own selfish ends. One of the hallmark traits of manipulation through charm is its ability to cloak toxic behavior in a veneer of likability and charm. Toxic individuals may use flattery, compliments, or smooth talk to win over their victims, creating an illusion of warmth and friendliness that belies their true intentions. This charm offensive serves to disarm their victims, making them more susceptible to manipulation and exploitation. Furthermore, manipulation through charm often involves the use of subtle tactics such as love bombing, where the toxic individual showers their victim with excessive praise, attention, and affection in the early stages of the relationship. This tactic creates a sense of euphoria and excitement, making it difficult for the victim to see through the facade and recognize the manipulative nature of the toxic individual. Moreover, manipulation through charm creates a dynamic of emotional dependence and vulnerability, where the victim becomes increasingly reliant on the toxic individual for validation, approval, and support. This dependency makes it difficult for the victim to break free from the toxic individual's grip, trapping them in a cycle of emotional manipulation and exploitation. By recognizing the signs of manipulation through charm, we empower ourselves to break free from the grip of toxic individuals and reclaim our autonomy and agency in our relationships. Through assertiveness and boundary setting, we can protect ourselves from manipulation and create space for healthy, nurturing relationships to flourish. In doing so, we pave the way for a future filled with authenticity, integrity, and emotional well-being. Chapter 15: Healing and Moving Forward, Embracing Growth and Transformation. In the aftermath of toxic relationships, the path to healing and moving forward can seem daunting and uncertain. Yet, it is also a journey of self-discovery and empowerment, filled with opportunities for growth and transformation. In this final chapter, we explore the steps we can take to heal from the wounds of toxicity and embrace a future filled with hope and possibility. The first step on the path to healing is acknowledging the impact of the toxic relationship on our lives. This requires us to confront the pain and trauma we have experienced, allowing ourselves to grieve for what was lost and to process our emotions in a healthy and constructive way. Next, we must cultivate self-compassion and forgiveness, both for ourselves and for others involved in the toxic relationship. This means letting go of resentment and bitterness and embracing a mindset of forgiveness and understanding, not only towards those who have hurt us, but also towards ourselves. As we embark on the journey of healing, it is important to seek support from trusted friends, family members, or mental health professionals who can provide guidance, encouragement, and validation along the way. Building a support network of caring and compassionate individuals can help us feel less alone and more resilient in the face of adversity. In addition to seeking external support, we must also engage in self-care practices that nurture our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. This may involve activities such as exercise, meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature, all of which can help us reconnect with ourselves and find inner peace and balance. Finally, as we continue on the path to healing, we must embrace the opportunity for growth and transformation that arises from our experiences. This may involve setting boundaries, asserting our needs, and making choices that honor our values and priorities. By reclaiming our power and agency in our lives, we can emerge from the darkness of toxicity into the light of a brighter, more authentic future. In conclusion, while the journey of healing from toxic relationships may be challenging, it is also a journey of empowerment and self-discovery. By acknowledging our pain, cultivating self-compassion, seeking support, practicing self-care, and embracing growth, we can heal from the wounds of the past and create a future filled with love, joy, and possibility. As we conclude this episode, let us carry with us the wisdom gained from our exploration of toxic relationships. May we recognize the signs of toxicity and manipulation, and may we empower ourselves to set boundaries, cultivate healthy relationships, and prioritize our own well-being. Remember, healing is a journey, and it is okay to take it one step at a time. Let us move forward with courage, resilience, and a renewed sense of self-worth. Together, we can create a future filled with love, authenticity, and emotional freedom. Until next time, take care of yourselves and remember that you are worthy of love, respect, and happiness.